السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربي لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي واشدد به أزري واشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Ameen. Welcome, dear friends. Inshallah, we will continue our exciting topic of divine determining. So last time we kind of got started a little bit about the power of choice, how that's connected to our future, basically. Whatever we choose, power of choice cannot create, basically. We just choose within what is already created. So I did take a few points from last time. Basically, the power of choice can only be exercised for something that already exists. So if it's already within existence, I can exercise my power of choice. I think we discussed that. So the question was, if there's no, I can choose from already existing things. And the example we used was a fruit, orange. If it's not available, I can't make the choice because the thing has to exist for me to be able to make the choice.
Your teeth also must exist.
My teeth must exist.
Your taste.
My taste must exist.
Yeah. Your need.
A lot of things must exist. Yes.
Your need.
My need to buy, yes.
To eat it, your body.
Good point.
Also,
good point.
You need beauty. That's why it is created beautifully.
Alhamdulillah.
So the relationship is only we practice our free will within already existing world, universe, according to the things are created by the decision of the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Decision of the creator is absolute free will of the creator. Mine is to choose among them and wait for the result to be created.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yes. I can bite it, but I cannot swallow it if it is already created. If it is created by the creator, the ability
to swallow it, then I can, yes.
Otherwise, I cannot swallow it. Mm-hmm. For the moment, I may die. When I die, my
ability to swallow
doesn't function.
Doesn't function, yeah.
That is why the universe is created in a perfecting way. It means the baby, young man. We see that baby is growing. Mm-hmm. Young man is getting, young person is getting older, aging. We think that. The previous material has been used, we think that. Mm-hmm. But at the end, all the living beings, animate beings, inanimate beings, galaxies are living beings. Mm-hmm. Matter, we may think that matter is not a living being, but it is created for a period of time. That's why Quran says, every being has been given a period of existence. Mm-hmm. Within this period of existence is not taking place in a chaotic way that the human beings cannot make sense of it. That is why people think that it is evolving, mm-hmm. Aging.
Okay.
That is what we got this impression if we are not careful.
Right.
The thing cannot evolve, cannot age. it is created in a progressive perfection, so that the agent knows what he is doing wisely, introducing the qualities of the agent to us, the creator's quality to us, introducing it, so that I will understand this universe is not meaningless. It has a purpose, it is consciously arranged, and I have to look for consciousness in the universe. Can you find any being has consciousness?
No.
By itself? But at the end, because of this misconception of human beings' possibility, the creator progressively creates, which is called Rab. Rab means this, everything terbiye. It means educated. It means step 1, step 2, 3, 4, primary school, secondary school. Education goes and goes and goes. At the end, where do we go? Yeah. Graduate
and
and die.
Yeah.
That is death.
The
Graduation
grave.
is death.
The grave, yes.
It wasn't me who is developing, who is improving. I was created in this way if I have chosen it according to the established system of the creation, established order of the creation. But at the end, galaxies die. It means the creator says, do you think the galaxy was by itself, is improving itself? Why does it die? As if joking with us. Do you think they are doing it? Come on, look, they die. Human beings die, plants die, animals die, and also chemical beings die, and energy, whatever we imagine energy, dies, and even galaxies dies. That's why the experts had to accept and give a name. Everything goes at the end into a black hole. What does it mean? We don't know why. He has fallen there. No, it is given death. The graveyard of the universe is described by the modern astrophysicists.
Right.
Black hole. There's no black hole. There is just graveyard of the universe. Previously created universe that are fallen there. So our relationship is taken in this order. We have to understand that we cannot choose but obey the order. If you obey the order, the creator of the order or the universe within the orderly creation, who realizes the orderly creation and continues the renewing creation, he says, if you obey my order, my decision, I will create the result of your choice. So whether a person believes or not in God, they have to obey the way the things are created. It may say naturally, you have to obey nature. That is your God. And somebody may say, there is a conscious creator. You have to obey the conscious creator. And that is your choice. Everybody will be taken into account, not because they use their free will, what consciousness they were exercising while they are practicing their free will. That's why we have to understand that free will is the human responsibility. Free will is the human responsibility. I'm not responsible for my ear, for my eye. They are already the creator. While I am using them, I am practicing my free will. How did you use it? What consciousness? Did you use it as I found something lost, ownerless property, or it is a gift from the creator to you. So if a person uses the universe while he is practicing his free will, if he has the understanding that it is just accidental, I found it, and after graduation, okay, go and find accidentally another existence, so satisfy yourself. That is hell. So if a person says, no, it is the creator is consciously presenting his gift to me, he said, okay, I can still give it to you. That is why God is here. Where is other things that you call God? Where are they? Where are they? Call them now, the Quran says. It's a beautiful description of the reality of our existence.
Inshallah. So your point about the orderly creation, you said that, for example, the aging and the evolution, for example, because the things look from prior kind of experience, for example, the aging, the person looked a little, features are similar, and then they change to a different kind of, or the flowers, but, and then it still looks similar, but although we say it's a new creation at each and every moment, there's no use.
But they think it is developing itself. They may think.
Because it's orderly in such a way, it looks as if they're developing. That's the thing.
That is all refreshing the creation. Continuously, creation is refreshed. It means a new creation, a new creation, a new creation. Every moment. But we think that the material is used.
Right.
That is the misleading understanding. Material is, for example, you age, I age, okay? It means I am given a new existence, but all my particles, all my cells also are given a new existence. They cannot sustain their existence.
Right.
Their cells obviously change every 6 months, every 6 years. Obviously change. Definitely there is no such cell anymore. But the way the cells are created is continuously renewed. We need to be careful which kind of world we are living in. But we don't think, usually, that's how we are. That's how it is now. It is summer, that's why. We say, it is summer, that's why. No, it is created specifically in this position because of the regularity, orderly creation. We think it is continuing by itself. Okay.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So I said something is not presented to me to choose from, then I cannot talk about divine determinant. Yeah, Mavi had a question, comment? Somebody was speaking.
I was wondering, so if things are not created, I mean, what we're talking about, things are not renewed by themselves, like what's happening then? It's very interesting, actually, mind-boggling right now. Orderly creation is taking place, so what's happening? Like you have an object, I'm taking myself, like, right? It's being brought into existence, but it just very interestingly seemed that within the same frame, things are being molded, but it's not like that. It's a new creation. Like, how can you really fathom it? How can you really comprehend this a little better? Like, can we talk a little further on this? Because this is a very fine point, I think, which can really solve our existential dilemmas here.
Okay. Any other person who wants to share their understanding? How do we understand, for example, the continuous renewal of the existence, not changing in a way, but a completely new existence at each and every moment?
Because if you also look at those time-lapse videos, you just see change happening in just a sampling or little plant or something. You see change happening into it. Like, how can you? So it does seem like, oh, that thing is being molded.
So you see like a seed, and then it breaks, and then the roots move, and then the shoot comes out in time lapse. See that very fast.
Okay.
But then when you have the flower or the sampling, like the plant, it's like within the same object, things are happening. That was my thing. There's like a placeholder.
That is what we have to we are talking about. Not within the same object. The previous creation was a new creation. Today, a new creation. Tomorrow, where is tomorrow? We think that can you control your existence?
No.
Who's controlling? If you as a conscious being cannot decide about your existence tomorrow, what your cells will do, what your nerve system will do, you cannot decide. You are that is the beginning. We say we are we have to always obey the order, make a choice, but result is not guaranteed by anyone. How about the cell itself? How about the chromosome itself? Can chromosome decide what to do next about its existence? It doesn't have a free choice. Even if he has a free choice, which is my example, I have a free choice. Can I create anything, or can I ask? For example, if you are the agent, if you were the agent, can you give existence to anything by not obeying the order of the universe? You are obeying the order of the universe. That's it. You are not giving any creation. So next moment creation is not under your hand, under your control. That is what Tawheed means, that we just say God, the universe has a creator. We think it is Tawheed. All right, that is the beginning. Kindergarten education. Yeah?
Right.
Yeah, there is a creator, yeah. What does he do? What does he do? Who is he? Which kind of qualities he has? So we have to take belief matters seriously. But unfortunately, what is the most important religious subject of subcontinent? Zebiha. Is it Zebiha? Now, Iman, we are already believed, and we are growing. I am getting old. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't deny. Some people are not aware of it, but you and I must be aware of it. Think about existence. Choice is not existence, whereas, or on the contrary, human beings have given consciousness and the ability to choose. How about cells, atoms, particles, vibrations? What quantum physicists say? Things seem to be vibrating. That's it. Nothing. We see nothing but vibrations, they say. Even they now declare that there is no such energy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Energy, no, just things are vibrating. We think it is energy.
They call it. They did call that energy, the vibrations.
Yeah, we name it as energy. No. Just existence is nothing but vibration. What does it mean? One thing they call it vibrating strings. As if a piece of like reminded me Pharaoh's magicians' robes. Now these people are talking about robes.
Oh,
but
strings and ropes. Okay.
yeah, string, they call it string.
String theory, yeah.
Not, yeah. It means, it looks like it, of course, very, very millions of times of millimeter.
Microscopic, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, beyond microscopic, just theoretically known things. So what they say, this is the ropes of, I said, this is the ropes of now, 21st century ropes of magicians. So they say vibrations, but what does it mean? We have to understand this. It is very important. One thing is appearing, but cannot stand, cannot keep its existence,
right.
Disappears. But existence continues. It is magical.
Yeah, that's
They
that's
say,
what they say.
yeah, that's why they say, when you look at them, you don't see them. When you don't look at them, there is there. That's what they say. But this is the very primitive understanding of quantum. It means people will understand that nothing can sustain its existence for not a fraction of a second, or as Nursi says, an seyyar. It means not at moment, but this moment is not instantly being moment. It means continuously running here, continuously changing. Nothing you can see where it exists. No, when you hold this one, here is the pencil in my hand now. When I said I'm holding the pencil, but in fact, this is just appearance of existence. But if you really keep its existence for a moment, by itself, impossible. It needs to be created.
At every moment.
It needs to be created every moment. That is human mind can understand. That is the kun fayakun. But we think that the tree is growing.
Right, everything in the universe. We think that is growing or changing.
Or electrons are vibrating. No, but electrons are vibrating. Atom theory is also collapsed, finished. So why in the nuclear is fixed, but electrons are vibrating. That is the old understanding of atom theory. It is collapsed. There is nothing nuclear fixed. In Arabic, thabit.
Nothing is fixed,
No, vibrate. Now it means tecelli. Tecelli, reflection. For example, can you just keep one
particle maybe?
No, sunlight comes and they have, I mean, not material, but immaterial substance. So they call it energy.
Photons or
whatever, photons, they say, and no one knows what photon is, by the way. So between us, no one knows what they name it. They name it. Yeah. But can you keep one photon existing? Preserve it? Impossible. You just see it. So I am saying, I am expecting this theory, or this now quantum physics, is going to go into reflection of the absolute being's physics. That is what Quran says, tajalli.
Tajalli, okay.
Yeah, definitely they have to come there. But they are very close, quite close. Alhamdulillah. Classical physics collapsed. Relative physics collapsed. Now, all the physics studies of physics collapsed because they were based on the previous. Now, quantum physics will collapse, inshallah.
Interesting, yeah.
Now they will say, no, 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 no. The matter is nothing but the reflection of an absolute source that beyond imagination, this source of existence, is just reflecting, manifesting his qualities. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, we believers will discover this before materialist people are doing it. These are all materialist people telling these things to us.
There's some comments and there was a hand up. So what is a chromosome? Let's stick with particles for common people. Pretty much everything is in motion. The whole education system is in chaos. Yeah, that's what we've been discussing. So who had a hand up? Somebody? Or Faria, you want to go ahead?
So pretty much the story is that everything is in motion. And so if you try to even study a particle which is already in motion, there's nothing you can really capture from it because it's in motion. You can't measure anything from it.
Yep.
I mean, that's the whole idea. So then how do you pretty much explain this constant change happening to the particle, I think? I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just...
It explains itself.
What's that?
The way the things are created explains itself. Just change, we need to change our mind, our perception. So familiarity is the problem.
Okay.
Makes sense, yeah.
All right. Any other comments or thoughts before we move? So yeah, so my notes were, I am free to make the choice. God does not interfere in my choice. So I'm left completely free within the existing things in the universe. Once my choice is made, that comes into existence and becomes knowledge. So once I make the choice, let's say I hold this pen, then it becomes part of knowledge. But then absolute knowledge must already have already hold this. As everything existing must already be known to the absolute knowledge.
It must be because
Right.
order is not changing. That is, orderly creation is a blessing, but at the same time, responsibility. Orderly creation says the one who continues the creation is an absolute being.
Right.
And knows what he is doing. It's not accidental.
Right.
Now, because it's orderly, purposefully done.
Right.
So that is a blessing. God says, look, I'm demonstrating that I do what I make, do things knowingly, and they cannot know it. They don't have no power to know what will happen next time. Cell doesn't have any power to exercise what will happen next time, to know what will happen next time. If a book is written, some information, if some information is written in a book, it doesn't mean that book knows it. The information is written in this book now, here under my hand. Do you think this book knows it?
No.
Paper.
Paper, yeah. The author of the book.
Manifestation of knowledge. So DNA is written book.
Right.
Code.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean the DNA know it.
It's not.
It is where it is a table, tablet. As the Quran says, Lawh Mahfuz. Now, Lawh Mahfuz is understood as where the Quran is written. No, knowledge of God is.
I see.
Now, for me, my understanding, DNA is Lawh Mahfuz of that particular being. I know what I am going to do.
No, but once I make the choice of, let's say I hold this pencil.
So if you and I act by following the code according to the codation, the result is created.
Right. The result gets created, yes.
Yeah. For example, in a seed, code is written. Code of the life of tree is written there. But if you don't plant it, what happens? It cannot become a tree by itself.
Right.
You have to obey the order.
Correct.
That is what we are asked to. God says, don't bother about knowing it. Just follow my order. I know it, don't worry. Trust me, tevekkül. Trust in me.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on a second. Let me interrupt here. So you're saying the seed contains the DNA, somebody has programmed it in such a way, and so we just sow it and everything, and so a plant comes out. But I guess that's what we do. We just follow the order which is in existence. It doesn't matter if the DNA, I mean, like whatever is encoded in the plant will come out or not. That's not my concern. Because something may be coded in there and then maybe divine determining wills it not to come into existence. So I cannot attribute it not coming into existence to the code because we don't know. It may or it may not come.
Code cannot act. The law book includes the law. Can it act?
No.
Somebody gets the knowledge from it and acts accordingly.
Right.
So that is practical example. In creation, code is the promise of the creator and demonstrating, I know what I'm going to create. If only you obey me, I will create it. So when you try to see what, for example, take a plum seed. You don't know what the code is going to do, cannot act. But code promises something. We don't know. Let me obey the order, plant it, see, this is plum tree. Code is the promise of the plum tree is going to be created if I obey the order. That's what we divine determining and human free choice relationship. Now, next time, I want plum tree. Put the plum seed in the soil. That's what we are learning.
Right, that's what we learn.
But we trust God. But we don't create. Feriha says, I cannot guarantee the creation of plum tree. I can ask only, leave the result to the divine determining. He will decide. But generally, he keeps his promise. But if I don't obey his rule, his orderly creation, then he doesn't create. And I have to think now, why it wasn't created? Because I didn't obey somewhere. What did I do? For example, worms or bacteria come and eat them.
Right.
God says there is another order. Find out this order so that they wouldn't be eaten by worms. So I have to investigate, find out, and take the precautions. Then this is the education. Education what? You cannot guarantee anything. Only obey me. I will create it for you. If you obey properly, I will create properly. If you don't, not. But still exceptional cases are created.
Right.
But exceptional case according to our expectations. Again, within order. It means orderly creation. For example, tsunami doesn't happen accidentally and chaotically. It has its order. But I'm not used to it. Why? For example, my order of existence as decided by divine determining. I die. What does it mean? It's not me who is growing, who is aging, who is guaranteeing my existence. Obviously, declaration that, you see, Everything, Quran says, لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ أَجَلٍ. Everything has an end of existence in this type of universe. But in paradise and hell, there is no ajal. You know the word ajal?
I've heard it, but I don't know the meaning.
Time period. Time period. Beginning and end. Beginning and end. Birth and death. Everything. Universe has a
beginning and an end.
Beginning and end. So in logic, anything has a beginning, must have an end. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't self-exist. I think this is important. Anything has a beginning, must have an end. With no exception. In this type of creation. Yeah. But in the hereafter, God says, it has a beginning as I created, but I'm not going to give an end to it. I will make it infinite. For my spirit is created, has beginning. But within this universe, it has to depart. But in next creation, God promises, خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا أَبَدًا. I am going to give a non-ending existence.
To the spirit.
In the body as well. In other type of existence, there is no such thing in this universe. But human beings know that there must be such existence. How? My spirit, my feelings doesn't recognize end. That is the news. Good news.
Good news.
So relaxing. Don't worry about death. It doesn't mean that like yesterday, we talked a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't mean that I want to die. No, you are definitely going to die. You and I, everybody. Accept your reality that you cannot sustain your life. That's so simple. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, so absolute knowledge is like, example is a movie stored in a flash drive. That's right.
Yeah.
It's the whole movie is stored in the flash drive all at once. Right? But we see in our existence frame by frame.
Yeah.
That's how we kind of venture in.
Even not frame by frame, but practically speaking, frame by frame.
Yeah.
Within my capacity. I talk about years, months, weeks and days and hours and go, seconds and now nanoseconds. Mm-hmm. But in fact, there is no nanosecond. I mean, it is not the end. Infinite seconds, because absolute is manifesting. Mm. Absolute cannot be counted. His actions, his reflections also cannot be counted.
Right.
So, you know, this probability calculations, mm-hmm. approximation calculations, they say the probability of life existence is 10 to minus power 160 something. It means you will write it is 0, mm-hmm. and then 160 something 0, 1. And the evolutionist people say, that one accidentally happened to me. But absoluteness, we don't understand. The Muslim scientists also don't understand absoluteness. I never seen any scientists, Muslim scientists saying that. But the previous scholars hinted that. Ash'ari scholars hinted that, and the people ridiculed them. They said there's no possibility at all. Everything is always newly created. They were the people 33rd century Hijri, it means 1100 years ago. Now, science developed, everything came to this point. Still, Muslim scholars are hesitating to say inferiority complex. They may say, oh, you are not believing, you are not really following science principles. But science principles works only taken for granted that the matter has inherent quality in itself. We have to be very careful, very careful.
Good points. All right, let's read, inshallah, something.
Okay, yes.
So was there a comment? Let's see, what's the comment? So the question for you asked brought to mind the metaphor of a hologram as likening existence.
Or a metaphor of?
A metaphor of a hologram as likening existence. The images appear real. In reality, they are a manifestation.
So everyone equally, every particle of the pixel of the picture has the all qualities of the whole picture. That's hologram. Now, a hologram example is a good example explaining the space-wise. Doesn't explain time-wise dimension.
I see.
But we can extend it. I don't know how to do it. I'm not a mathematician, but it must be possible mathematically, logically. It must be possible to apply the hologram understanding of the existence to time dimension. Not time, continuation of the creation.
Okay, so space-wise, what does it say? So the particle that you see at this point has a reflection at other points as well, every other point.
Your cells, for example, each cell has the quality, the knowledge, and communication with the whole body of your whole body. So each cell exists within the context of your body and in communication with it. Now the latest development in physics is, that's what I heard. I'm not a physicist, so I don't understand the subjects, but what I heard, every electron is communicating with the rest of the other electrons universe-wise. That is, they say the person who presented this theory proved in lab conditions that they are communicating with each other. Now, electrons are communicating with each other. It got they are giving him, yes, the Nobel Prize. Because it proved the theory. It means hologram, but it explains only space dimension, not time dimension.
Got it, inshallah.
It must be, but it is not expressed. It is not expressed.
I was wondering, good discussion. Thank you for sharing comments. Like one can argue that creation is taking place also with this understanding. If we really ponder over it, like it seems like blink of an eye. Like even when death is given, capital D death, it's just gonna be like, whoa, blink of an eye happening. So, I mean, I guess just understanding the existence piece of thing. I mean, I think we can apply it just to enhance our understanding, because even within the flash drive analogy is the same thing. Because at the end of the day, space and time is from my perspective, but like if we really think about creation, how it's happening, I mean, it's just with a blink of an eye, no space-time. I mean, in theory, right? But what I experience is space-time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that kind of makes sense.
Now, in the story of Sulaiman, in the Quran, that is how the stories of the Quran must be read. Sulaiman said, who is going to bring the throne of the queen.
Yeah.
Somebody said, give me a second, I can. The other one said, no, blink of an eye. Reminded me. It means, Quran says this, throne existed there,
Right.
just the blink of an eye there, and blink of an eye exists here. It means existence is in the middle. Does it make sense?
Right.
The existence is renewed now. It means the Quran is drawing our attention. Don't think of time gap in existence. There is no time gap. That is Sulaiman's story.
Right.
Now, we read stories as a storybook to sleep. Yeah. Quran stories are wonderful. They are very concise, metaphorical, and teaches the reality of the reality, not only existence, humans is reality of life, reality of this world, reality of next creation. Because we treated Quran as a storybook or literally reading it, that's most of the Arab scholars, scholars in general, read the Quran as literal, wonderful literary book. Then Quran says, I am not that, I am going to leave you. And that is why the Muslim world is boiling now. Boiling. They say criticism of hadith, criticism of the Quran. Why does the Quran bothers about telling something that no one knows historically at all? They think that Sulaiman's story is telling about this life story of a person. It's nothing to do with who's Solomon. I don't know. I don't care. No one knows, by the way. Somebody called Solomon. It was Prophet. Yeah, Prophet Solomon. Who's it? Prophet Solomon. So what? It's the best example for you. That's what's prophet. Prophets are best examples. Abraham was a prophet, but he says Uswatul Hasana fi Ibrahim. So it means that there's an example for you. So the prophet also example, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, example, Abraham example, that's it. So Noah example, Adam example, Moses example, Idris example, continue, all the prophetic, Yunus, Yusuf, Shuaib, Yaqub, they are all examples and best examples. Not the person, I don't know. I mean, Allah is not going to tell me. Today we engaged in a discussion with Turkish-speaking people. Noah lived 950 years. What are you talking about? I said, he's a very knowledgeable person. But the Quran says so. No, Quran doesn't say. Quran says 1,000 sene except 50 am. What does it mean? But he doesn't know Balagha. It's a Balagha, Ilmul Balagha of the Quran. So what does it mean? Sene means troubled years. Am means blessed, successful years. It means this example for you, look, this person, I'm giving you an example. This person worked 1,000 years, only 50 years were successful, and that was a success. You have to do, but I worked 1,000 days. Only I got something 50 days fruitful. The rest was really pointless. Success. Because Noah is the example of success. Now, saved, yeah? Whoever followed his message are saved. Moses also, whoever followed his message, saved. In the same water, Moses passed through. It means same obstacle drawn from Pharaoh.
Right.
But same obstacle
saved the believer.
Saved the believer, and the believers became free. Freedom is essential to be a believer. But then the story, it continues, it says, people did not appreciate freedom. And Moses said, go then back to Egypt. Now, we are going back to slavery life. Why? I want to be, to have a wonderful car, wonderful house, wonderful something, updated technology, and you don't have any time to study the Quran, slavery. Go back to slavery. That is the lesson is given to us. But Moses was, which, this classical, at that time it was okay. Moses, which sea it was. What are you talking? Are you reading a human written, authored book? What are you talking? A universal message. This is universal message for everyone, every time. Oh, I don't know which, but any obstacle in my life, for example, let's say my job, my something is really being an obstacle. I cannot concentrate on the Quran. Okay, try your best. At least 50 years must be. 1,000 minus, it means 50, which means 5%. Are you 5% successful? Congratulations. That is the news we get from Noah. Nothing to do with his age. What am I going to do with his age? There was a man who lived 1,000 years. So what? So what? Allah is telling me, why? Do you think Allah's stupid? Talking about nothing is irrelevant thing?
In the culture, they'll think you're denying the prophet.
Yeah, but this is the best example for me.
Yeah.
Because the prophetic stories are big examples for us. That's what the Quran says, the best examples are prophets. That's why I'm giving you a prophetic example. It is best example for you. But don't lose yourself in its history. What are you talking about? This is the ilmullah. This is not an historian. Well, even historians, what am I going to do with it? People are expected to read history to be proud of their ancestors so that they will develop, improve an identity. That is why history, Pakistani history, Turkish history, wonderful history. Egyptian, peerless. I think there is somebody from Egypt among us. So, peerless history, the most successful history, proud of it. And they put pyramids, maquette of the pyramids, small example, in their house, proud of it.
Oh, yeah.
You see racism, but Quran says, hey, this is an example for your real life. What are you doing? Don't misunderstand. Do you think I'm a stupid historian to make you racist? What are you talking? I mean, Quran is miles and miles away from us. Really? Bro, it is not affecting our life. We have to accept that.
La ilaha illallah.
Muhammadur Rasulullah. Now, these are, it's not a joke.
Yeah, serious matters.
Now, serious matters. Unfortunately, people may not take it seriously, scholars, but that's why the Muslim world is shaking. Muslim world is shaking. We may not realize it. New generation don't trust the Quran, don't trust Prophet. No. They only maybe, as Noah's example, 5%. Is it 1,050? Yeah, 105, yes. 5%. Only 5%. What are they aware of it? No, they don't dare to deny. They say, no, it may be true. Let me on the safe side. Accept it. Have they have any evidence? No. They read the Quran again in the same way. Unfortunately. All right. Let's read some.
Okay.
Okay, at least one paragraph.
It's a tough paragraph.
Yeah.
The fourth, divine determining is a sort of knowledge.
Yeah.
I think we covered that. Knowledge is dependent on the thing known.
I think we covered this.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes. That's why I took the notes before that.
Yeah.
Once dependent on the thing known. So if there's doesn't exist, then I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Basically. So that is, it knows it as it is.
Yeah.
It knows the thing as it is.
But we shouldn't forget, we are reading this paragraph now in order to understand the relationship between human free will and divine determining. Now, divine determining, as far as the human free will is concerned, it is the limitation in the form of knowledge. But as far as the result of human choice,
yeah.
Creation.
No, go again. So
now, divine determining,
right,
as far as the human choice relationship is concerned,
right,
it is knowledge. Only God knows what I am going to choose.
Right.
For God's knowledge is beyond time, limitations.
Right.
Now, when I say, what am I doing? I'm choosing, and God knows what I am going to choose, and accordingly, He arranges the universe with His absolute knowledge, absolute power. But as far as the result of my choice, I repeat, as far as the existence of the result of my free will is concerned, divine determining is decision to create. But with knowledge. But
Wait, hang on a second. Sorry. So
think about it and then speak.
my responsibility is the usage of my free will. But I know if I follow the order in creation, then the result may or may not be created. That's theory. And so
no, excuse me. What are you talking about? Now, write this sentence and then think about it. You will understand it. You are clever to understand this. But you have to think about it and prepare yourself. And then speak if you still didn't understand anything.
what's the sentence, please?
So the relationship between human free choice and divine determining. So whatever I choose to do, my free will isn't part of knowledge and it must be known.
No. Now, whatever you choose, now I will repeat the sentence. Either write it down or listen to the recordings again. As far as the relationship between human free will, human choice, and divine determining is concerned, divine determining looks to knowledge.
Right.
Now, He doesn't force me to do that. He doesn't use His power to do that. I am free to choose. Now, he knows what I am going to choose, accordingly arranges the universe. Now, still order of the universe. Now, as far as the result, the existence of the result of my choice is concerned, divine determining means manifestation of power. But this power manifests with knowledge. That is not the point here. Correct, but not the point. So we have to make this difference between creation of the result of human free will looks to power. But my relationship to God's divine determining, he knows what I am going to do. That is why he creates the result accordingly. But he doesn't apply his knowledge in the form of manifestation of power on my free will. He created the free will, left me alone. Now, I am exercising my free will. I cannot say God forced me with his power.
Right.
That is why I have chosen this. No. God's power is not applied there. In my relationship is not applied there. But when somebody says, how about the existence of free will, human free will? God's power created the humanity with the human free will. Washing right now.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Thank you for sharing that last sentence. I do remember studying this in our long series of divine determining. The ayah that came to me was وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ. And I think, Dr. Ali, you did mention this ayah at some point in our study. But I do have a question about it because I guess there's some confusion now as I ponder my choices versus what I try to blame on divine determining. وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَنْ يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. So I guess the question is this understanding correct? That sometimes all the time I am using my free will and all of the time I am choosing, but sometimes I choose and I follow the order and it's not created for me. Other times I follow the same order and the result is created. So all the time I'm asking, but maybe the first time I put in my order form and it wasn't granted. I followed the same order, put in the same order form the second time, for example, it wasn't granted. The third time I put in the same order form and there it is. So what I understood from that ayah is you cannot will, except that divine will accepts your order form, I guess, which would mean, going back to the sentence that you just shared, that sometimes divine will does override my choice. Is that correct? Like in the example that I just gave, it would be attempt 1, result wasn't created by divine determining. Result, free will choice, strike 2, I try the same thing, not created. But then attempt 3, it was granted because divine will was in alignment with my free will. Is that correct?
So to me, it doesn't sound like the divine will doesn't override the choice. That doesn't sound correct to me. If that's what you're understanding. Because free will is completely free. So divine will does not interfere in the free will. Or once I make the choice, then that has the dealing with in terms of knowledge. That comes into the knowledge. And then the result is what he said is divine power and determining. the result of that choice. If that makes sense.
I think, if I may add, I think the whole idea of also we're trying to gather the thought is like I'm only choosing, I'm just begging, and I just choose, and the result is created not by me but by the source of my existence. So I choose, and the result is created. But regardless, I guess following the order or not, definitely within my choice, I have various options available. So I guess going back to the example with the plum seed or whatever, peach seed, I'm following the order. Oh, it was not created. So within the universe, I must find the best order where worms or any sort of pesticides don't interfere within the peach tree that I'm trying to grow. So I'll try again. So I mean, I'm glad you brought this up, Sarah, because from what I understand, it's pretty much every time the onus is on me, the responsibility is on me. I must find the best order in creation. It's not that, hey, I filled in the request and it's not granted. I don't think that under the light of what this author is trying to explain to us, that's what it means. Because I'm always requesting for an order. So like if I'm sowing a seed, if the result is not created, I must keep checking myself. I think that's the point. And again, there's no such thing for me to even get into the fact that, oh, did I follow the correct? I gotta keep trying that. I gotta keep trying, because if the result is not created, then it's really from my end. I gotta search the best order. And if it's not granted, I mean, again, I'm gonna get into the prayer piece from Saturday discussion. The kid asking the doctor, hey, give me the medicine. Doctor is like, I'm sorry, your cure is to not get the medicine. So that's an answer in and of itself. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is how I understand. But, let me also further reflect on these things.
Yeah, thank you. So inshallah, I think keep your questions. Inshallah, we'll discuss this next time as well. I think we can stop here for today, and then we'll continue from this point. That is, the principles of knowledge are not fundamental. Okay, so Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma alamtana innaka anta al-alim al-hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati surat al-Fatiha. Thank you, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, see you all tomorrow.
Inshallah tomorrow.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
How do they conclude?